Good morning. Happy Sunday. What's going on, chat? Going on. Listen, this is what you all wanted. Don't act like you didn't want that. I'm here. I'm just here to deliver your requests. Shout out to my wonderful wife for operating the camera so I could be in the corner while we started this morning. The RTX made it terrifying. God bless. Let's do its job. I did. I got a little bit more hair. The owl is playing humans this morning. Oh, hold on. Let me fix my mute icon. The bird call woke up my dog 2 rooms over. Well, I spun around in the chair to start. I'm gonna count the chairs spin around as me flipping my head around. Pokemon Nerd, thank you for the tier 3 and the 40 months. Welcome back. Good morning. Lucas, thanks for the 32. We had Jack and Fury and Pervidia checking back in for 15 months and 21 months before we went live. Good morning. Well, before we popped up or whatnot. All right. Been away for a few weeks and I come back to this. Listen, we're not afraid to get a little strange around here. So 2/3 of a year, Siggy. Welcome back. If anybody wants to clip that opener for me and link it in chat so I can tweet it, I would appreciate you. Let's go ahead and dive on into some games of Magic, though, huh? So humans got a few different cards to build in a couple different directions with Modern Horizons 2. And the card I like the most for humans is definitely Imperial Recruiter. I've seen some people playing iterations with Shardless Agent, which feels really weird to me in your Aether Vial deck. Like, not only do you not want to Aether Vial Shardless Agent into play, but you also don't want a Shardless Agent into Vial. And I'm also, as many of you will know, I'm a sucker for a toolbox deck. So Imperial Recruiter here means we get to play a Sanctum Prelate, we get to play Deputy of Detention, a Sanctifier, en-Vec, a Phantasmal Image. So we have a lot of different little utility things in here that we can fish up. In the 1-drop slot, we're also playing some copies of Esper Sentinel here, which notably, your opponent has to pay mana equal to Esper Sentinel's power, or you get to draw a card, which means when Thalia's Lieutenant comes down, Esper Sentinel actually makes your opponent pay 2 for you to not draw a card. So kind of sweet little bit of card advantage for the archetype too. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this and see how it goes. Hey, Ez. Good morning. Thanks for the 16 months, Zuchin. I would love to play first. It's a good start for our aggro deck. This hand has 4 lands in it, but 2 of them cycle, and we have Aether Vial on 1, so I think this is definitely a keep. I kid you not, I definitely just sent my wife a message asking her to crank the AC today. Oh, wait, chat, technology. I can crank the AC from my cell phone. The future is now. I have the power. Okay, it's not terrible. Honestly, we might be cycling a Canopy land this turn, huh? I go ahead and just pass here, I think. I'm gonna vial this in during their upkeep. So that way they can't like cast a spell during their main phase without letting us draw or paying the tax. My opponent just clicked through their second turn by mistake. Yay, Voto! I guess Aether Vial activation tripped them up. Lutarina, thank you for the tier 3 and for the 22 months. Welcome back. Well, basic swamp concede. I think I'm going to go ahead and just run it back, huh? Run it back now, y'all. Do I bring in Sanctifier en-Vec against basic swamp just preemptively? Probably. Trim a couple of Meddling Mages. Just bring in some of my, bring in a Skyclave too. Well, if I cast it, Seth, I can't draw with the Horizon Canopy. Oh, do my glasses fit while I have this on? That's a good question. Let's find out, chat. This hand's not amazing, but it's fine. The RTX made that intro so short. Did somebody clip the intro for me and I missed it? If anybody has a clip of the intro, send it my way. How many mirror decks I'm excited to play? You know, if I'm being honest, I don't really have any that are like huge standouts. I built Naya Winota and I built Naya Winota and I built Temur Oko, but I don't even, if I'm being honest, I don't even know if either of those decks are super competitive. Winota's probably fine, but the Oko deck's probably not good enough. And the format's best of one, so I don't know exactly how much mirror we're gonna do or not. You know, honestly, I think I just Reflector Mage here. Just like bounce a token, crack you for 6. Eternal Witness, thank you for the 34 months. Welcome back. Thanks for the follow. I can't change my name. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of best of one arena on stream this week. So for people that don't follow me on Twitter, I posted my schedule there like I always do. And damn, Daniel, posted my schedule there like I always do. And we're gonna be doing the new standard format that they're putting up there later this week. And that's also best of one. By the way, I've officially decided 1 week from today is the next Hoaglandia Open, chat, and that event is going to be 2022 standard. So it's going to be standard without the cards that are rotating, basically. This is not a human. It is a Vidalkin. You're a wizard, Harry. Shambling Vents could be a real problem here. They shocked in, eh? I don't have good attacks into the Shambling Vent, so I guess we're just passing. Horn and Raptor. I will sacrifice this one. Oh, look, we get to draw a card. That's exciting. And how is playing humans is that backwards? Listen. We can do whatever we want, okay? Is Champion of the Pair... Is Thalia's Lieutenant lethal? Close to it. Reflector Mage would be absurd. This is a reason to bring in the other deputy. So we have 2 mages and 2 Imperial Recruiters for mages at the moment that we can find. I guess they do have 7 mana, so like even if I find the bounce spell, I need to like kill them that turn or they can equip it. Oh yeah, I do have Phantasmal Image in the deck too. Good call. Wait, did they not? Oh, they had to pay 1 extra for Thalia. Got it. I was like, why did we get to draw a card? Only 6. It was 7 because of Thalia. Sure. And they probably know that this is going to find something because we sacked the Thalia as opposed to something else. Okay. Mantis Rider is not a terrible pickup. So is Imperial Recruiter. Okay, so let's go ahead and Mantis Rider, and then I'll be forced to chump block. This thing doesn't fly, right? First strike, haste, trample, indestructible. They're drawing a card. Greatness at any cost, chap. Yeah, I think it's Sweet Flight Forward. I think this is card for card. I was looking through. Humans is 5-0 in a couple different iterations. This was the one I liked the most. Had a few different new things in it. And I'm a sucker for a toolbox. Imperial Recruiter seems real sweet. They don't have a bounce spell here. Alright, so what are we doing with this Recruiter? It's definitely finding something. What's going on, GMAC Attack? Thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. Reflector the Germ should be lethal. Is it lethal through the Shambling Vent? I don't think it's lethal through the Shambling Vent. Oh, we could just grab Sanctifier here, right? We could image the deputy to take the flying tokens. Yeah, that's technically lethal on board, right? Just doesn't play around a removal spell, which I think is fine. Yeah, I think I like that line. Okay. I have the removal spell. Close. Hey, thanks for the Prime Flame. I appreciate it. Welcome back. No, you're fine. Yep, that's great. Love you. Well, shoot. 2 Reflector Mages, 1 more Imperial Recruiter. Well, the boys have seen the owl costume before. Haley was very unsure. Going to 1 is bold. Or are they gonna equip this to this? That's a good one, chat. Is it enough to push lethal though? I really don't think it is, right? Because of this. Okay, so they're effectively at 3 because they block. This blocks here. This blocks here. They take 1, 2, 3. So this Reflector Mage is exactly lethal on board. Block here. Block here. Take 1, 2, 3. I'm out of deputies. I did not board in the second deputy because I didn't really know what our opponent was doing. Reflector Mage looks to do it though. So they need, if they have another fatal push in hand, we're dead, but we just can't play around these equipments any other way at this point. Nifty, thanks for the 2 years. I really appreciate the Prime. Welcome back. Yeah, sick. Wow, I can't believe we really ground that out, huh? That was impressive. Like, especially like considering the number of lands we had at the end there and how many we'd cycled through. I'm surprised we pulled that out. This is why I'm an owl playing humans instead of a human playing owls. Yeah, Recruiter did some heavy lifting there for sure. I have no idea whose 5-0 this was, but it's someone's 5-0. I went on Goldfish and I pulled up the human section. And sorted through lists that looked appealing. I was specifically looking for a list that had Imperial Recruiter. Hey, sweet butter. I'm a sucker for toolboxy stuff. To spoil the surprise a little bit, I don't think it's very good, but I do have a deck with owls in it that we're gonna play for the start of the arena portion. So I've got some owls on arena. Waiting. Do 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 do. This hand's absurd. Sign me up. Yes, 1 week from today will be the next Oglandi Open. I spent 5.5 hours outside yesterday playing Pokemon Go, so I don't have an event page up for it yet. I'm slacking, but it'll be up this week. It's fine. You can't even submit a deck list yet, but yeah. So next Sunday will be four set standard words and stuff. Gosh, this hand keeps getting better. That's absurd. Our opponent has no second land, chat. They bobbled in the hopes of drawing a land, and now they're going to be very sad. Yes, Eldrazi will be joining me for the Open next weekend as my second co-commentator. Fredwick, thank you for the 44 months. That's a long time. So you're telling me this isn't the first time you've seen an owl? You know, we should probably make this clip a command. So they can play, yep, Asmodee. And she can start murdering our family here. Am I leaving this on 1? I guess if I put it to 2, I can go Sentinel, Lieutenant. Yeah, I guess we'll push it up. Ooh, yeah, that's good for this too for later. Sentinel. This is a card Humans in Historic really wants to be good. Okay, so I definitely want a Witch member. I want Skyclave and Deputy and Knight. Harsh Mentor seems good. Kataki seems great. I don't think this is a Sanctum Prelate matchup. I don't think this is a Meddling Mage matchup. It's the history of the owl costume. So back during my first year doing content full-time, we had a donation goal on stream to send me to tournament in this costume, playing a deck that had owls in it. That deck is no longer competitive in Modern, but the owl costume is hung out. And if you look, there's photos on Twitter of myself and the entire family in owl costumes. We had them for the whole family. So Sanctifier probably comes in here too, because this stops the Ovaltine Daredevil from looping. What are my cuts though? I need 4 cuts. Is it crazy to trim Thalia here? What if we get rid of these? I did have a feature match, and we won the feature match. One Man Cold, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Let's try this. I'm not convinced that this is correct, but she's a little bit worse on the draw anyways. Like, she was good that game because my opponent bricked, but... Declan actually asked me if he could wear his costume today, but he's certainly outgrown it. They were very little when we did these last time. Mr. Rib, thanks for the follow. Some mulligan. It doesn't have a 2-drop. It's kind of mopey. We can do better at 6. Yeah, this thing's pretty good. We'll bottom Sentinel. Actually, how greedy is it to bottom the Ancient Ziggurat? Is the greed consuming me too much if I bottom the Ancient Ziggurat? Faltos, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Yeah, we could draw so many cards with 3 Sentinels. Exactly correct. Think about the cards, chat. Look at that! Nailed it! Never didn't have it. Magic is truly a skill-based game where the better player frequently wins. Don't doubt the bird, chat. Bird is the word. So, I think we actually wait on this, and I just want to get 2 Sentinels down this turn, so that way if they cast spells, we can start drawing cards. There's 19 lands in the deck, you're bound to flood. Yep, basically. Maelstrom pulse me, baby. Alright, 1 Thalia's Lieutenant, please. One of your finest lieutenants. Yeah, they're scared, chat. They're scared of the lieutenant. Our opponent can't block warriors, chat. There's fear in their dojo. Oh no, speaking of fear. Yikes. Okay, so I'm gonna get to draw at least 1 card here. 2 if they tap the construct. Oh, they're sacrificing a food to deny me, sure. Well, definitely putting both of these vials up. I want a vial on 3 for sure. So 17 month scans, right? Welcome back. So Imperial Recruiter's a good draw now. Sentinel says whenever our opponent casts a non-creature spell, that's a good pickup. They have to They have to pay a mana equal to this power, or I get to draw a card. So I thought about doing a bad GIMP edit of my frame to saying Jeff Hootland, but there's going to be a costume change midstream, so I decided I didn't want to do that. Because Hootland wouldn't have fit the costume change. Heron Q, thanks for the 27 months. Welcome back. We got a full show for you today, folks. It's not just an owl. Why no Hierarch there? Because I have a file on one. Exalted, I was attacking with 3 creatures. Okay, so this is the 3, so I'm going to say always no, always yield, you know, the features that Magic Arena desperately needs. I'm going to push this one to 2. Saga's pretty good. We haven't drawn many spells this game, chap. Do I bring in Magus to the moon? Is this supposed to be in my deck? Stops their, stops most of their spells. I don't have any basics. And it turns off their Urza Saga. Skyclave's not good enough. Let's try it. Let's try it out. But they have not a lot of non-basics. Our solid deck building synergy here. Yeah, but we have like Reflector Mage and stuff for Urza. Thanks for the follow, by the way, Zeus Spy. And thanks for the 2 years, Asinine Frankenstein. Seems like we have a lot of good tools for the food matchup. See if we can reproduce the Colossal Flood that we had last game. Asmodee is what they fetch with Finale, their food card. They have the Ovaltine Daredevil here, so... So 29 months, Gendy, welcome back. Alright, no Asmo is a good start. Sanctifier's pretty decent here, too. Thanks for the 32 month snack size biscuit. Good morning, good morning. So I'll loop their Ovaltine Daredevil making some food. But if they don't have a way to kill Kataki, we're going to be in a real good spot here. It seems like they're auto-passing. No removal spell one time. Nice. I think their lunch is about to expire, chat. And the Sanctifier here means they can't loop the Daredevil. Well. They're letting this die. Do they have like an Asmodee? And then they're gonna like discard another food. Nope. They were hoping to draw Asmodee. Yeah, nice, sick. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a pop? Depends on how big your lick is, how small the pop is. We beat the hard matchup, chat. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Fedmart, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Yeah, Kataki's very good. And having access to a card like this in a lot of copies with Imperial Recruiter seems fantastic. Owls are nature's classic dabbers. Yeah, I agree. And the drunk owl would know. Imperial Recruiter has made this deck feel big brain enough for me to enjoy playing it. Oh, I'm sure we're gonna get a few good owl clips from today. Winning die rolls, mulligan in bad hands. Sure. We'll bottom the second recruiter here. I mean, it seems like not even really a YOLO, right? Like, we can brick, and we still put both of these into play on 2. And then, like, we have Aether Vial to tick up for the 3s eventually. I don't know that I'd say hand sucks. Hand, like, needs a land or 2 to be great, but it's, like, pretty close to good off the bat. Love it. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. Nailed it. If we draw a land next turn, we can go Recruiter into Thalia's Lieutenant. He says before getting turn 2 Thought Not Seared, because that's how their deck works. Oh. Big sedge. What's going on, Ranger? Thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back. So next turn, we're going to be able to recruit it for something, assuming they don't have another Thought Knots here. Want him probably in the tank here if they want to put Basilisk Scholar on, or if they want to hit us with the Reality Smasher. Can bolt the bird. Poor little birdie. Poor little birdie. Yep. Smush, smush, smush. The opponent's deck is aggressively mediocre, except when it does exactly this. Basically, has to have 2 of this 4 of, and a Thought Not Seer on 2, or just like flops around and looks embarrassing. Alright, that's a Reflector Mage. We probably just start there, right? Man, that's super unfortunate. Our draw's been real mediocre. And our draw's been very good. I mean, Standard's just going to be the Wild West, right? Like, if you look at the cards that are playable in Standard right now, and I know that Eldraine gets a lot of shit, but it's not just Eldraine, right? Like, you look at the cards that are playable past the Eldraine cards, and most of them are Theros and Ikoria cards too. And like, you look at like the Zendikar and Kaldheim and Strixhaven cards that are really seeing play, and it's so few of them. I'm super excited for Standard 22. Should hopefully, even though it's only best of 1, it should still be a breath of fresh air, and the Hoaglandia Open will be that format as best of 3, so really looking forward to it. Thanks for the 43 months, Max. Welcome back. It's a long time. Like a mana reshaper on defense here. There's no best of 3 for the early rotation Standard. No one plays Snarls in Standard. They will in the fall. They will after rotation. Fuck! Oh my god, I just lost the game because of a misclick. Fuck this interface. I was mousing over this one, making sure that it was the right one, but we were clicking for the top one. Man, we were gonna win this. We were gonna end up winning this game too with our mediocre draw if I hadn't fucked that up. That's really frustrating. Oh well, we'll shake it off. Let's go to the next one. Oh god, would we have killed them that turn? Because we would have gotten to cast Reflector Mage and then Recruiter for Phantasmal Image, and Phantasmal Image their Reality Smasher. Man, they'd have been super dead. All right, let's shake it off and win in 3, huh? Sure. This like 6-card hand is like fine, and this cycles. This is the low end of keepable. Thanks for the 12 months, Loco. Welcome back. Sentinel on 1 means we get to cantrip if they have a map. Never not Temple on 1 for their deck, huh? Alright, so do I play second Sentinel or do I do this? I think I play second Sentinel. I guess I'm more likely to curve out elegantly. We do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this and get this fat one building up. This is playing this out. What is going on? Playing this out is also better if they have Thought-Knot Seer on turn 2 again. Hey, thanks for the Prime Variety Craft. I appreciate it. Oh, that's incredibly frustrating. Oh, just a Matter Reshaper at least. Okay. Okay, glass half full. Just a Matter Reshaper. Okay, well. The hits keep coming, sometimes lucky. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Mobile. Yeah, Pogo's been sweet. I am up to almost 1 million dust. I'm looking forward to building a bunch of different sweet things for Great League and Ultra League when those roll back around. My body is excited to get all his dusted next turn and concede. Oh, just a Thought-Knot Seer. Deal. When you're running hot, you're hot, shit. Hashtag sometimes lucky. Thanks for the tier 2 and the 37 months, Applegate. Alright, sweet. So we ran hotter than the sun and we won that one. Let's see if we can get game 3 here on the draw. After we misclicked our way out of game 1. Oh, let's sit down for a minute. I walked 12 kilometers catching digital pigs yesterday, champ. My legs are a little bit sore. What is that in freedom units? It's like 8 miles. Magus is a little slow on the draw, but this seems definitely a keep. 7.4 miles. There you go. My roughly 2/3 was a little bit off. No, yesterday was a special day for Pokemon Go, and there were a bunch of Tepigs in the wild. So actual factual digital pigs. I guess I should clarify so nobody thinks I was catching Officer Jenny. She's not in Pokemon Go. What's going on, Dwayne? It's been a hot second, and the today's stream, they're all hot seconds, chat. AC is gonna be working overtime this morning. The rest of the house can put a sweater on. '23rd turd. oh, Twitch usernames. Thanks for the prime. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate the support. The kids do have theirs, but they're from a couple years ago, and they're quite a bit larger at this point. Might have been right to Dismember in response to this trigger. Because if they have a Dismember of their own, they can just take this and leave the Magus. I will not ever apologize for encouraging people to open Pokemon Go. It's a great excuse to get some exercise, and the game is, like, the farthest thing from predatory possible when it comes to mobile games. So, do I hold this Dismember and just Reflector Mage them, so that way I can guaranteed use all my mana next turn? I think so. I think that's the line. You still play Raid? Because I actually just uninstalled Raid Shadow Legends from my phone, because I was finally done with it. And not because I was sick of their predatory nature. I play Magic the Gathering. I'm used to games being predatory. I just, like, did everything you can do in Raid, basically. So with the Mantis Rider off the top, it would have been a little bit better dismembering their thing, but I think I like my sequencing. We're not in a terrible spot regardless. But Jeff, the sponsor, I mean, I'd probably do another sponsor stream for them if they asked me. Because, like, I like their game. Their game's predatory, but it's a decent game underneath. Like, I've logged hundreds of hours thinking about Raid Shadow Legends and playing it. Yeah, G-Tails is was really good too. Very, very different game style than something like Raid, though. I feel like that's kind of okay for us. Them killing our thing there. Am I free to play in Raid? So every time I think it was 3 or 4 sponsored segments for them. And every time I'd do a sponsored segment, they would give me $100 to spend in game. I think I'd have to go back and double check my receipts, but I think my total spending on Raid over, like, almost 2 years was like $1,500 or $1,600. And for the record, $1,500 or $1,600 in a game like Raid Shadow Legends does not make me a whale. Them's minnow numbers in gacha games. For people that have never played games like Raid whales spend like 4 or sometimes even 5 figures a month. Literally just an endless amount you can spend on them. Goodbye, Thoughtnot. Yeah, you can, and there's people that totally do it free to play. I mean, I spend, for reference, I spend money on everything, all these games that I play. How do you get in the Discord? Details right there on the website. And like for reference, like I know a lot of people they talk about like games like Raid and Magic are bad for people that have gambling addictions because they're predatory because they prey on people with poor impulse control. My spending on Raid was not something that I regret, and it was something that I budgeted out as my monthly entertainment budget. I spent like 50 to $100 a month depending on how much I was playing and what I wanted to do in the game. And I don't regret the buckaroos that I spent in that time. The dollars into hours of entertainment out that I got was an appropriate ratio for me. So this is technically lethal if they have nothing, right? They have something like a spatial contortion here. J Ray, thanks for the 35 months. Welcome back. There's the spatial. So Meddling Mage just names all as dust here, right? Is usually their sweeper? Or do they play 8 mana Ugin? I feel like it's usually all is dust, right? Because all is dust casts off a temple. Been watching YouTube for months, first time catching a stream. Gotta say I love your stream. Well, thanks for the support. I wouldn't be able to be here without the support of folks like you, so I appreciate you dropping in to drop off that prime. Thanks for the 35 months, J-Ray. It's a while. Alright, sweet. Wow, and we're 3-0 now, despite my colossal misclick that lost us game 1 in this match. Pretty good. What's going on, Cheshire? That is definitely how you have to learn Magic's non-rotating formats happen, especially without the nice mouse over overlay with Untapped. You gotta just keep looking stuff up. I try and mouse over things as we cast them, but I always miss some. My overlay on the right there only does so much. Tuesday is the set review stream. In fact, while we have a second of downtime here, I can plug my schedule for the week. Look at that! I didn't dox my family. None of their schedule is up. So we're doing Mirror Historic today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure exactly what we're doing on Arena. We're going to figure it out after the fact. Tuesday, we get the full spoiler. So we'll be doing a set review plus some deck building. Wednesday, I'm taking off of Arena. We're doing Moto every morning to start here, Sunday through Thursday. And then Thursday and Friday, the new set releases on Arena around 10 a.m. Central on Thursday. We'll be focusing on Standard 2022 on Arena, because that's going to be the format for the Hoaglandia Open. That's going to be on the 11th here. Hoaglandia Open. I got to put MTG Melee page up for that later today. Oh, look at that! And our opponent didn't show up, so we didn't even miss anything. I thought I was making someone wait. We didn't. We're also gonna do a little bit of Runeterra in here. That was fun with their latest patch. I spent some time playing that off stream yesterday. We're gonna play some more Spider-Man. We're about halfway through that game. One's been real good. Who's the most reliable deck rental service? Well, Mana Traders is god-awful, and Card Hoarder's rental service is so popular, they're having trouble taking new signups, so basically you can't. If you want to gamble your money, Mana Traders is a choice that's taking people, but Mana Traders basically just takes money from everyone, and they often don't have cards available for people to rent, because they didn't scale up their inventory size to match how many customers they had. What's going on, Beardsman? As a heads up too, if you want to make sure you never miss a stream, or if you want to make sure you never miss certain content, like you only like Arena, or you only like my Moto content, you only like my variety content, if you hop on in the subs Discord server, there's different groups in there that I tag when I go live with different things. And I do that mid-stream too. So like when we switch to Arena, I'll tag folks in the Discord server saying, hey, Arena's starting. If you want to skip Moto in the morning, for example, but still jump in and not miss any of the Arena stuff. Oh, here, I'll catch you up, Master. Oh, you saw the clip on Twitter. Yeah, the clip on Twitter is the most important thing for the day, so. I keep this hand, just keep my 1-2-3 curve here. Is it expensive to start playing Moto? Depends on what deck you want to build. Green Tron, for example, you can build outright for less than $100. But, for example, Kiki Cord costs close to $1,000. So, Grief, Pitch, Living End. So, definitely Living End. I have not, Loco. If I'm being honest, I haven't really enjoyed Runeterra's Glass Cannony decks. I mostly enjoy playing tempo and mid-range in their formats. This matchup's probably pretty impossible, huh? I guess we have a couple of Chalices post-board. We have our Meddling Mages. We have Sanctum Prelate too, I suppose. Seems pretty hard on paper, though. I think if my opponent's deck functions, we mostly just lose. The opponent's deck, for those not familiar, is centered around cheating this card into play on turn 3 to 4. So they cycle a bunch of creatures to their graveyard and then cast Living End and flip them all into play. So if they cast Living End this turn, we'll just pack it up, pack it in. Well, on the off chance they don't have it this turn, this grabs Sanctum Prelate, and then we can lock them out next turn. Oh, I guess we grab Meddling Mage, actually, because Meddling Mage plus Thalia we can both cast on 4 if we draw a land. They need green, maybe? Yeah, if they're Shardless Agent Violent Outburst, they need green to cascade, that is true. They're also drawing a bunch of cards, though. What's going on, Tears? Yeah, we hit, one of the incentives for the sponsored promo I did last week was adding a bonus stream, and then we had a stretch goal to do it in costumes. Okay. Okay. Untapped land? Oh, let's not mess this up. Almost tapped the wrong thing there. We could get Subtlety'd here. And then combo us next turn. Yep. Opponent's archetype, definitely the most unfair use of the free spells in the format. Subtlety, Grief, Solitude have largely been used in Fair Shells so far, but their deck very good at leveraging them in a busted manner. And then, assuming they have another Cascade card in hand here, we will be dead next turn. They'll Cascade into a Living End and dump us in a garbage can. The open is going to be 22 standard. Which is why we're doing that on Thursday and Friday stream. The event page for that's not open yet either, though, so you haven't really missed anything. So Chalice of the Void in, Sanctum Prelate in, Deputy of Detention out, Phantasmal Image out, Reflector Mage out probably. Actually, the Reflector Mages are probably pretty bad. I don't really want to be bouncing through their things if they go off or dead. Yep, yeah, Ali Eldrazi will be joining me for next Sunday's event. He is locked in. This is a Blood Moon matchup, you know? It probably is. It's a good call. They don't seem to have a lot of basics. Sanctifier doesn't really do a whole lot. I could lock them out. Good suggestion. Cause it's a sneeper keeper, gonna get you. Sneep papa, keep papa, do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Yeah, honestly, I know it's not a super exciting place to start, but the number one thing I'm going to do when we start building decks for 22 standards is I'm literally just going to be looking up what cards from the sets that are still legal currently see play. Because that's definitely the best place to start. You made my wife hate that song because I wouldn't stop coming it. Listen, ABBA is wonderful. Supapa, trupapa. Do I have my AC all the way up? I have it down to 74. Usually leave the house at like 70, 76 or so. Foundation Breaker. Oh, and they're killing my Vial. Okay. Interesting. These might be famous last words, but I don't think they can kill the Chalice and kill me next turn and combo, so I'm gonna go ahead and get pressure going here. Is that ABBA? Yeah, it's Super Trooper. Sneep-papa, keep-papa. I ran through most of Gold in Runeterra yesterday, playing Zoe Fizz off stream. We're gonna play a little bit of Zoe Fizz this afternoon. Land is excellent. So we'll name Living End with this, obviously. Because the Cascade cards actually cast it at the end of the day. Thanks for the Prime, Phil. Morning, good morning. It's Sunday, Owl Sunday. Beauty, do 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 do. These are my disruptive dorks. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. Please concede. Hey, have a good one, Tears. Happy birthday to your wife. Sorry she hates Abba now. Yeah, I'm happy with how I boarded. Let's just like open Chalice the Void in our starting 7 again. Yeah, I think Vial Meddling Mage is definitely keep. Hand's pretty good, right? A little bit mana heavy, but we get to go Vial into Champion Mage. How many songs have I ruined for people? I parody quite a few things. And I would just like all of you at home to remember, for those of you that hate my song parodies, you should feel sympathetic to my wife, because she doesn't have the option to turn me off. She has to listen to them all day when I'm not live. And you don't get to hear such non-magic related hits. I do a pretty killer Baby Daughter Bottle Time sung to the tune of Peanut Butter Jelly Time. It's quite good. Petty theft, rude. Do I need to Meddling Mage here? Next turn, they could, like, put 6 power into play, and I probably can't beat 6 power next turn, so I think I just Meddling Mage. Weird Jeff Yankovic. I did listen to a lot of Weird Al as a child, believe it or not. You could argue I was white and nerdy growing up. Do we just go, like, Champion into Phantasmal Image on Meddling Mage? We're gonna cast some Okos today. Readjusted Oko does die to Fry, though, so... Man, that's crazy that they have enough red cards to play this. They've been Violent Outburst. Man, I'd really liked the designs on these up until this point, but seeing it in the Cascade Shell really makes it kind of sour. Feels really bad. They have second Violent Outburst to put 10 attack into play. Pengu Power, one of the OGs, 63 months. That's such a long time, Pengu. Welcome back. Good morning. So unfortunately, don't want to do this right now because I'll just fetch a forest in response. I'm starting by drawing a card and seeing what we get. That is not the Meddling Mage I wanted for Christmas. It is over 5 years. I've been doing this a while, chat. I'm an old hand at this point. So we're just never beating them if they combo us. So I'm just going to go ahead and Champion of the Parish and then Phantasmal Image the Champion of the Parish. Just try and kill them before they find a Cascade card. I guess this sequencing does mean they could just kill my champion in response, but that's what it is. Need to put them on a real clock so we can try and kill them before they draw out of this. I have so many cyclers, they're likely to draw out of it pretty quickly. We're definitely putting this on the bottom, right? Cast Borrower. Okay, that's good news for us. Means I don't have anything going on. Right. Can we find a Hate Bear before they find a Cascade card? Meddling Mage, Sanctum Prelate, Imperial Recruiter for either of the above, Chalice the Void. Why are we fetch shocking? They have like another copy of Fury in hand? This is going to be like a hard cast Fury. Or do they have Violent Outburst? They were waiting on the 5th land. They could have Violent Outburst or waiting on the 5th land. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Feels bad, man. Oh, do they not play Basic Forest? Could we have won this if I would have Meddling Maged? Huh? Or if I would have Magus to the Moon? No, they subtlety'd me, right? So it didn't matter? Yeah, never mind. It didn't matter because they had a free spell. I guess that's good to know for the future that they don't have access to Basic Forest. Average. Cool. Alright, 3-1. That matchup seems difficult to impossible. That style of deck always beats up on the types of creature decks I like playing, so it doesn't surprise me that we lost that. Why were their creatures on our side? Because Moto was being buggy because I had to name a thing as my thing came into play. Technically, chat, when I'm naming something with Meddling Mage, nothing is on anybody's side of the board because Meddling Mage is a replacement effect as the creature enters the battlefield. So when you're naming something with Meddling Mage, it's somewhere in between the battlefield and wherever it is coming from. So Moto was not wrong. The creatures were nowhere currently while I was naming with Meddling Mage. Yeah, seems fine. It's in the liminal space. Yeah, something like that. Ooh, buddy old pal. I was going to talk about, like, there were choices for what we play on one here, but now there is not. Actually, Owl, I like this character. Yep. Okay, so definitely leading on Esper Sentinel here, right? Nolson, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. Those of you that are new like Nolson, I promise you the costume's on an everyday occurrence. It's special because we hit a goal for today. The actually guy moments are usually an everyday occurrence, though, because Magic has a lot of those moments. If we die to Blue Tron, do we throw our deck in a trash can? Yeah, probably. That's true. For enough money, every day can be an owl costume day. And if you have to ask how much money, Jeff, then you can't afford it. Don't worry about it. Blue Tron just gonna have the natty Tron on curve with no helping. That's just how their deck works. Guess like third Tron piece, Ugin. Ha! Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So we get to put a counter on the Esper Sentinel here, which means we get to draw a card because I can't afford to pay 2. Yeah, you float that mana, opponent. I'll take my card now. Hit me, dealer. The land doesn't tap for multiple until next turn. Big mood. Big mood, chat. Bluetron is one of those decks that's been a fringe D-list player in Modern for a better part of a decade. It has its very dedicated fans, like every fringe D-list deck in Modern. Going on, Predator. Good morning, good morning. Erudite, thanks for the follow. Alright, so Trinket Mage, probably gonna find a map here, I imagine. We did not get Ugin, step 1. I'm gonna say no to this and plan to put Meddling Mage into play off of it. Really surprised they didn't just play it out on 1, given I have these. Lethal. Meddling Mage is lethal, chat. Alright, so... Harsh Mentor might be fine. They have some miscellaneous activated abilities. Sanctifier and Vec's not very good. Sanctum Prelate's not very good. Magus the Moon, probably fine. Blue Tron cares a little bit less about Magus than like Green Tron and Eldrazi Tron does. Hi Mark, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Leaves me with 1 trim to make here. Reflector Mage actually is probably pretty minimally good. In fact, I think we'll leave 1 Reflector Mage in to tutor up with Recruiter, but we'll just like coward split these. We'll go like 1 Deputy, 1 Reflector, 1 Knight of Autumn. Sanctum Prelate. I guess Prelate is technically a you can't Ugin me card. Is that good enough? That might be good enough, chat. Hey, nice own. Do I want Sanctum Prelate as a just don't Ugin me card? Yeah, we can name all his dust too. 7 or 8. Maybe this is a card I want. What do I trim though? Maybe Harsh Mentor's actually not good enough. I have some activations, but not a ton. Actually, I like the idea of this more than Magus. I'm gonna do that. Just aggro deck things. We only spent 1 minute and 50 seconds playing in the first game. Any thoughts on if I should keep this hand, Chip? Poker face, poker face, my. Aggro leagues are always pretty quick, all things considered. 1, 2, 3. It's just curvamentary. What could it be? And all his dust be a good addition to Historic. I don't know that it'd really be meaningful. Considering 8 mana Ugin is really kind of too slow and bad. The only reason all his dust sees some play in Modern over 8 mana Ugin is because 3 Tron lands cast all his dust and 3 Tron lands don't cast Ugin. And even then, Ugin tends to see more play. So. They're an Emery deck. Oh, that's interesting. That's smart putting busted cards in their bad deck. Makes a lot of sense. Yes, Temples and E-Tron help cast all his dust too is accurate. It's smart to put Eldraine cards in the deck. Yeah, big mood. Kind of want to draw a 2 mana creature for next turn, or another 1 mana creature. I guess we just Mantis Rider, huh? Yeah, Eldraine had so many obnoxious ones lurking around the edges. Definitely easy to forget all the bangers that it had. Wonder if we'll see him make a token here. You're not wrong, Phil. Yeah, Reveriteers is an interesting dual land. It's one of those cycles. This is a future sighted card based on the frame. This is one that hasn't actually been printed yet in a regular set. For people that aren't Magic boomers, Future Sight had this weird frame where they printed a bunch of cards with this frame saying, hey, these will be in an upcoming set of Magic. And then a number of them have appeared over the years, but there's still some like these that haven't. What's going on, CCBM? Thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. No token here means that Thalia's lieutenant is going to get to go to work a little bit. Goyf was one of those cards, yeah. You know, this might actually be the wrong sequencing. Because now they can condescend my Mantis Rider. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to lead on this, actually, so I can play around their counter unless I pay 1 X spell. Yeah, I messed this up. I hate to draw a card this way, but I'd rather just have a 3/3 with Flying and Haste. Yeah, I'd much rather just be attacking for 9 this turn. Now we're only attacking for 6. They're going to 7 without blocks instead of going to 4. What's going on, Yoshi? Good morning. Opponent in the tank about what they want to do here. Opponent has spent 8 minutes playing this match. I've spent 3.5 minutes, not even. Although maybe I should be taking more time. If I took more time and thought about their counterspell, we'd have another Mantis Rider in play right now. What do you think about just casting Magus to the Moon this turn? I think I'm kind of into it. Thanks for the 12 months, Lily Bovine. I appreciate you keeping me around while you lurk. Day late and $1 short here. We force the trade here. Esper Sentinel's been very good this set. Alright, they have Tron lands. Let's see what bomb diggity they have here. What do we think of trying to kill them? But if I cast Imperial Recruiter, and then if they let it resolve, we can go Cavern, play Thalia's Lieutenant. And if they don't let it resolve, we can Magus them off of their colors. Is it greedy to just, like... Actually, oh, I tapped wrong. As I say, it might actually be better to get Mantis Rider here. Oh, man. I think I'm getting Lieutenant, but I'm also not sure if I'm supposed to Magus or if I'm supposed to Lieutenant this morning. I think it's just Lieutenant. Both the lines are kind of bad against bouncer removal. On the upside of this line is they die. So they have like a repeal here. Yeah. I guess Magus was better against repeal. I could have grabbed Phantasmal Image and then cast it off of Ancient Ziggurat. I could have grabbed a Mantis Rider. Sorry, I should have articulated that. They have 10 mana here. Them starting on Thirst is good for us. It means they're spinning their tires. Humans is sweet. Is it outrageously expensive to build in paper? I assume the answer to that question is always yes. We're going to kick off the arena segment with an owl deck, chat. Alright, they have 4 mana left over. Our tier 1 deck has beaten Blue Tron. All is right in the world. This build was kind of gasoline. I don't know that I have anything that I would change. I guess, like, maybe you could say we want some more cards for Living End, but that matchup's probably hard even with a bunch of cards. I guess you could just, like, jam a bunch of Chalice of the Voids if you wanted. But felt like we had good tools to cut through everything. Imperial Recruiter and Esper Sentinel were both really sweet throughout that entire set, and I was pretty happy with them. Esper Sentinel being another like really good playable one drop fills the curve out nicely. Yeah, you could name 0 with Prelate, but that's too slow on the draw. Lavinia, Azurius Renegade. Yeah, that might be fine. That's like could be like a 5th Meddling Mage, right? Adding a 3rd Deputy. Deputy's definitely better against the Rhino deck, but Chalice is decent there too. I don't know. I didn't change much. I felt like the core of what we had going on here was good. Recruiter impressed me. I'd probably be greedy and try and fit in a 4th Recruiter because I'm a sucker for a toolbox, but I don't know if there's necessarily a great cutoff hand. You probably have to trim like the 3rd Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage is like pretty good at a lot of points. Sweet, thanks for the submission, Flame Forward. All right, at any rate, that's going to wrap up on our Moto stuff for today. If you're new to the channel and you're mostly interested in modern content, usually we play 1 modern deck per day. So there's a whole bunch of them from the last 3 weeks up on my YouTube channel as well. This will get added up there later on if you didn't see it all from the start. We played this league for almost